Welcome everyone back to the entertainment arena. I'm Thomas Schultz. Thank you for coming back to the entertainment arena. I know it's been a while since we've last spoken, but I'm here. A lot has happened in my life. I got engaged, I moved, so it was a perfect opportunity for me to take some time off, especially with the entertainment world not having a lot of news lately. Sort of happens after the Academy Awards, so actors go, they take vacations, they celebrate, they go do a little press if they've won. But we're going to be starting to see some news pop up here soon, especially with the summer movies coming, streaming premieres, events are coming up. So I know we're going to have a bunch to talk about here with video game releases, Comic-Con, D23, the summer movie preview, fall movie hype drafts, like things like that are going to be coming. So you'll want to be sure to be both subscribed on YouTube, and if we get an audio episode out occasionally on the podcast feed, we'll make sure you have that as well. But today we're talking about something that growing up was pretty near and dear from my heart. And I know Jeremy and Mike talked about this earlier too, and that's actually the WWE. WWE has been around for years. Like I said, it's something that was near and dear from my heart. And a lot of my friends' childhoods like really had people that were from the WWE. You didn't even follow wrestling or the WWF when we were kids, you still knew names. You still knew names that came from there. It was that big. You know, names like Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Randy Macho Man Savage, and then going from the 90s to the 2000s, Goldberg, Steve Austin, Undertaker, Randy Orton, and even the newer era with John Cena, Roman Reigns, The Miz, and even like in today's day and age, we're getting TikTokers and Vine stars becoming wrestlers. Guys like Logan Paul, who actually his prime sports drink is the official sports drink of the WWE. We have people coming from all over to become part of this great entertainment platform. And something that the WWE has done over the years is actually grown its female roster. Stephanie McMahon, the daughter of founder and former CEO and chairman Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, she actually is running SmackDown with her husband, Triple H. Yes, the very same Triple H who runs Raw. But the women's roster has grown substantially. Names like Nikki Bella, Becky Lynch have been part of it. Stacy Keibler, and even former UFC champion and Olympic gold medalist Ronda Rousey came over to the WWE now as one of their premier stars on the roster. So things have been going great for the WWE the last few years, but really things started not so great around the 2000s. I'd say mid-late 2000s going to the 2010s. Around that time, their roster was making movies. And don't get me wrong, wrestlers have always been making movies. I mean, Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant from the 90s and 80s, they were making movies. Obviously, Andre the Giant is very famous for The Princess Bride. Goldberg and Steve Austin showed up in Adam Sandler's Longest Yard remake, and Steve Austin even showed up in The Expendables. But more recently, even, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has become one of the biggest movie stars in the world. Same with John Cena, making both DC properties as well as Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson just making... You name it, he's been in it probably. John Cena showing up in the Fast and the Furious franchise along with TJ. And then Dave Bautista, who's shown up in Dune, who's shown up in the Mission Impossible franchise. And most famously was Drax the Destroyer in Guardians of the Galaxy in the Marvel franchise. But around this time also, the WWE was trying to cater to a younger audience, a family audience. It was always bloody. It was always sexual. It was always fuck yous and middle fingers. But the WWE didn't want that anymore. They wanted to cater to families. So they became more PG. And knowing that sports were getting popular with the young males, they wanted to target these guys as well. So Vince McMahon created the XFL. Knowing that that was going to be part of the WWE, he was allowing people from the WWE to go and become players and owners in the league. A lot of the big names didn't show up, but the ones who were up and coming showed up to try and get the impression of Vince McMahon. And while it was popular, ESPN did a 30 for 30 documentary on it. It had some unique takes. Didn't have names, but he had sayings or nicknames on the back of the jerseys. different rules like kickoff rules, no real penalties. He encouraged violence. The problem was the violence also meant low attendance because families didn't want to be going to events that were encouraging violence to their kids. This was also around the time when Grand Theft Auto was becoming very scrutinized for its violence. This is around 2001, the lone year of the original XFL, not the one that was relaunched a couple years ago. But then families did start not going to WWE events either and not watching it. Ratings were going down the tank. Attendance was going down. And they were starting to fill up smaller arenas. Or if they were in bigger arenas, they would bring people from high up in the upper areas of the arena down into the lower bowl to give the appearance that it was more popular than ever. Except it wasn't. But then around 2015, 2017, something happened. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Steve Austin, John Cena, they were all starting to make comebacks. They were starting to show up again. And granted, they would show up occasionally, but DJ was showing up more. John Cena still continued to be a regular. The reality TV circuit of the WWE with WWE Divas on E! and Bravo brought in a whole new audience. Documentaries were coming out. The WWE Network, digital network, was launched. It was one of the original streaming services. Ratings started to go up for SmackDown and Raw. NXT was launched, trying to get the next great circuit going to see who was going to be the next up-and-comer for the WWE. And then COVID hit. And well, unlike other events, the WWE did not shut down. They actually opened up their training facility and created the digital ring. They had the fans live stream in from Zoom into the arena. It's what gave the idea to the NBA for their digital courtside during the bubble tournament. And the WWE had both SmackDown and Raw going. They had WrestleMania and SummerSlam in their performance center. But they vowed, knowing that people needed original content, knowing that the sports were going to be shut down, they vowed to keep going, except their wrestlers kept getting COVID. They didn't force any wrestlers to do anything. It was not the best wrestling, but it was something. And that's why people really wanted to give the WWE the benefit of the doubt, and some of the popularity was going up. And that popularity continued into today. Coming out of the pandemic, Peacock worked with the WWE to take over the digital rights to the WWE. And when Peacock launched, they had the WWE channel in their channel selection, all the original WWE shows like WWE Divas, The Miz and Mrs., all streaming on Peacock. You could watch both SmackDown and Raw on Peacock, and you got WrestleMania, SummerSlam, excuse me, Duel in a Cage, you got Royal Rumble, all going to Peacock and getting it for free if you subscribe to Peacock. And Vince McMahon loved that, and the WWE loved that. The popularity was coming back. Guys like The Rock, John Cena were coming back more often. Cody Rhodes was becoming a household name, and so Vince McMahon took advantage of this and put the company up for sale. And it was sort of interesting because why put the company up for sale when it was gaining in popularity? And exactly around that time, Endeavor, owner of the UFC, reached out and struck a deal. The rumors were always that it was going to be NBC Universal was going to buy them. It was going to be Netflix that was going to buy them, Amazon, but Endeavor stepped up. ESPN was also talked about buying the WWE, but Endeavor stepped up and bought the WWE and merged them with another entity to create the TKO group. That entity was the UFC. And so now you have the TKO group with the WWE and the UFC, the two premier wrestling leagues under one banner. And one person that's been involved with this since the merger, well, that guy's name is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He is now on the board of directors with the WWE and is showing up more than ever. He is back in the WWE, and people are excited that he's back. I'm going to get back into that a little bit, but things have been nothing but great for the WWE since Endeavor purchased them. In fact, their profits are an all-time high. Their attendance is at an all-time high. Ratings are going up. It's one of the only things on TV, along with the NFL and college football, who are seeing ratings and attendance go up, which is crazy to think because we're in an era that If it's not streaming, if you have cable, you're going to see your ratings go down, and the WWE is seeing ratings go up. We're seeing more documentaries pop up on streaming. And speaking of streaming, though, they're going to be moving rights to a new streamer. That is Netflix. As I broke the news a few months ago when I first came back, the WWE Raw, Monday Night Raw, is moving to Netflix in January of 2025. That's in the United States, where it'll just be Raw. Peacock will still have streaming rights for SmackDown and all the premiere events, but internationally, Raw and the WWE will be streamed on Netflix. That's huge. That's the largest streamer in the world. So now the WWE is going to be in front of the biggest audience in streaming. And it's really a testament to Netflix now getting involved with sports. That's a whole different conversation. But the popularity in the digital age of the WWE is here. On top of Netflix being the new home of WWE Raw, Monday Night Raw, starting next year, WWE 2K24 is seeing all-time highs. It is one of the only video game franchises that has seen growth year over year from 23 to 24. And it's up 27% in sales, both digital and physical copies. Now, I don't know if that's because Cody Rhodes is on there. I don't know if there's because of the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania package, but wrestling is at an all-time high. It's, quote, cool to be a wrestling fan again. And going back to DJ, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, he even said that. And since the beginning of the year, since the merger of TKO with the WWE, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson being named on the board of directors, he has been very involved with the storyline. In fact, he has been all about it. He's partnered up with his actual blood cousin, Roman Reigns, and has been involved with him in their storyline. The bloodline. DJ has never been involved in any group whatsoever when he's been in the WWE, and now that he is the actual boss, he's calling himself the final boss of the WWE. He is making it known that he is here to stay. He is going to make a difference, and Roman Reigns is doing that. In fact, it was always rumored that Roman Reigns was going to fight Cody Rhodes in WrestleMania. Then Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson showed up. Then it was rumored that it was going to be Roman versus DJ, because even though they're cousins, they had a little bad blood. And now moving into WrestleMania at a Vegas promo, Super Bowl weekend, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson called out Cody Rhodes, joined Roman Reigns, and Cody Rhodes and his buddy Seth Rollins started talking shit on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's grandfather and father. And that is what really kicked off the rivalry and storyline. So now we have right here, right now, a massive storyline where Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is going off on his new character, the final boss, Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, versus Cody Rhodes, who has been one of the more popular wrestlers for the WWE the last 3-4 years, and Seth Rollins, who is one of the lone guys from the PG era that is actually popular and come back in high demand. They are doing a tag team event on night 1 of WrestleMania. And the contest is this. If The Rock and Roman win, then Cody and Seth are going to get the shit beat out of them in night 2 by those two. If they lose, The Rock and Roman Reigns go away. And the big rumor is that The Rock and Roman are going to be winning, and it's going to be part of the storyline for the WWE moving forward for 2024, that DJ is not going anywhere. And it sort of lines up with his acting schedule. He's not really making a lot of movies this year. He's taking a break from acting to get more in front of his businesses. Yes, he is still going to have some projects out there, but he's taking a break from filming so that he can get his businesses in order. Terramana is doing great. His Papatui men's lotion and Caroline is just launched, and that's starting to take off. And he wants the XFL, or now the USFL, to do well. He's promoting that, going to stadiums, and now being on the board of directors for TKO, he's going to make sure that the WWE does well as well. I really do see the WWE continuing their popularity trend. It's only going up. Yes, everyone knows it's fake. Who cares? They're bringing back the violence. In Monday Night Raw last week, The Rock beat the living shit out of Cody Rhodes backstage. The camera guys were ready to cut, and Rock said, quote, "No, no, no, fuck that. Come here. Fuck your story, Cody. This is my story." He's swearing. There's blood. He's whipping him with his own belt. The WWE is back. It is, everyone still knows it's fake, but there's violence again. There's swearing again. There's actual legitimate storylines that people care about. Now, WrestleMania this Saturday on Peacock. The highlight is the tag team match between these four guys. Again, Roman Reigns and The Rock versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins on Saturday. But there's always something that's going to happen at WrestleMania. It is their premier event that kicks off the event schedule for the WWE. Will Steve Austin show up? Will John Cena show up? Will Randy Orton show up? Will Tito Ortiz show up? You never know who's going to show up. But the only way to find out is this weekend on Peacock, both Saturday and Sunday, both nights exclusively on the NBC Universal streaming service. I think it's going to be a fantastic show. It's something that I've really gotten involved in, seeing it all over social media. I'm really excited to see where the WWE goes, not just from here, but into the future, and really seeing the popularity of wrestling come back. And so you know that it's all going to be covered both here in the Sports Hangover, Mike and Jeremy were talking about it earlier this week, but be sure to subscribe to the Sports Hangover so that you can get all of the information there. Follow the Sports Hangover on Instagram and TikTok at @the_Sports Hangover. Follow us on Instagram at @the_Entertainment Arena. Check out thesportshangover.com for all of the merchandise, and we'll be sure to see you next week right here on the Entertainment Arena. Take care.